Hey everyone, it's Tom here with webmonkey.com. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. So you've probably seen stories or videos online about people making thousands of dollars per month selling books on Amazon. But can you really earn passive income on Amazon by selling books, or is this whole side hustle too good to be true? Well, welcome back to another episode of Scam or Legit, where I put popular and viral side hustles to the test. Now in this video, I'm actually making my own low content book and selling it on Amazon, so stay tuned to see how it all turns out. And I'm going to be putting this side hustle to the test to see if you can actually earn passive income with your own Amazon book. And guys, I'm super excited in this one. I've actually made this book and I'm selling it on Amazon. It's not going to be like a lot of the fake videos out there where they show you the process, but they never actually test out the side hustle. Now, this challenge is going to be an interesting one because this book's not going to involve any writing whatsoever, and I'm going to make it in about 30 minutes. What will the book look like? Will I actually get any sales? Well, stay tuned until the end of the video to find out. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so really quickly, let's just first cover what exactly these low content books are on Amazon and what this whole side hustle is really all about. Well, in a nutshell, the people selling low content books on Amazon are basically selling books that have little to no content inside of them. And this might sound confusing, but let me show you some examples. Low content book examples include things like notebooks, journals, planners, calendars, and essentially books where there's really not that much unique content inside the pages, or there's just templates of sorts. And now you might be wondering, like I did when I stumbled across this side hustle, who's buying these low content books? How are people even getting into this? But you'd be surprised at what's actually selling on Amazon right now. I mean, just take a look at examples like this gratitude journal I found, which has over 2,000 monthly sales and 16,800 reviews. Or there's this budget tracker I found that makes thousands of dollars per month in sales, despite having the exact same page on every single page. And again, you can find hundreds or even thousands of examples of low content books on Amazon that have a ton of reviews and a high number of monthly sales. So there are some people out there making a ton of money in this kind of side hustle niche. So it's clear just based on the data you can find from looking around Amazon, this could be legit. But let's take a look at how you actually make a low content book, and I'll show you guys how I made mine. And so just to kick things off, guys, the tool I'm going to be using to make my low content book for this side hustle test is called bookbolt.io. And so this is really the leader in the Amazon KDP low content book space based on my research. And what's cool is that it has a 3-day free trial where you can check out the platform and learn how to make your own books. To get started, you just have to visit bookbolt.io, and I'll link them in the video description as well if you want to check them out and help support the channel. So again, there's a 3-day free trial for you guys to check it out if you want to try designing your own book. But Bookbolt only costs $9.99 per month and has over 130 ready-made Amazon KDP templates for you to use. So it's pretty good value. Anyways, I signed up and I started poking around Bookbolt, and I'll kind of show you its two main features or sections and why this is a leader in the Amazon KDP space. And so really quickly, guys, I'll log into my account and show you the dashboard. And one of the main tools that you can use with Bookbolt is its research section. And this is pretty powerful, especially if you're just getting into the space and you want to do some research on the top selling books in different niches. And so Bookbolt actually helps you do product research, so you find highly profitable Amazon KDP niches that also have lower competition. And so once you're logged in, you can head over to the research tab and basically access a bunch of these research tools to get started. For example, with the products tab, you can enter keywords and then find data on the top sellers for that keywords, including the average prices for that niche, the top sellers, estimated monthly sale numbers, and related keywords. And so I'll just type in a quick example here to show you guys what I'm talking about. You can see that when I enter budget tracker, you get all kinds of examples of top sellers and can quickly get a sense of the stuff that's working in this particular niche. Now, honestly, even though I make personal finance content, the budget tracker niche seems kind of saturated and a bit too competitive, so I spent some more time digging around. And ultimately what I settled on for this test is making a symptoms tracker that's going to help people qualify for more benefits. My company actually has some websites and email lists that kind of work in the government benefit space. So to me, it makes sense to make a complementary product to some of the industries we're already kind of involved in, which is why I settled on this symptoms tracker. But even that aside, you can see in the Bookbolt research tab that these books generally have lower sales, but also way less competition. So I think there's a bit of potential here to actually get some sales organically on Amazon, and we can leverage our own email lists and blogs and everything like that, like I mentioned. And again, you can see here that a lot of these books are still getting hundreds of monthly sales, so I still think there's some decent money up for grabs, so let's actually create our book. And so this is really where the fun begins, and you can head to the BookBolt studio to actually design your first low content book that's ready to sell on Amazon. And like I mentioned, there's over 130 different templates for you to explore, and this is really where BookBolt's value shines through, in my opinion. I'll just scroll through my templates right now, and you can see all kinds, including notepads, graphs, music sheets, games like Sudoku and word searches, bill trackers, and monthly to-do lists. Now, since all I'm doing is making a fairly basic symptoms tracker, I just want to find a template that kind of has some columns and dates for people to enter their symptoms so they can track it over time. And so after doing some searching, I found this expense tracker that looks like the right format, and so I'm going to use this template and then change some of the text and make a few edits so the book fits the niche and the idea I'm going for. But this whole process is really simple, and one thing you can do right off of the bat is basically choose how many pages you want and then auto apply that template to those pages so you fill out your book really quickly. BookBolt also lets you easily edit text or add your own blocks, images, or fonts to make the book more of your own. And so I spent a bit of time playing around with some different fonts and kind of tweaking some of the text and again messing around a little bit. And let me show you what my book ended up looking like in the BookBolt studio. You can see my book now has a really simple symptoms tracker inside instead of the budget tracker, and I duplicated the page about 25 or 30 times so people have tons of room to write out their symptoms. I then duplicated one of those pages a few more times and added this medications tracker section towards the back, so you have your symptoms you can track and then new medications you might start. I also added a quick front page that explains how you can use this book, especially for people who are trying to qualify for certain government benefit programs. I also added a blank notes section at the back of the book, which again was just a BookBolt template that already existed, so that took about 10 seconds. But yeah, that's basically all of the content I'm putting inside of this very simple book. Now, as for designing the cover page, BookBolt also makes that process pretty straightforward. For starters, the designer shows you the areas your cover images have to cover so your book prints properly. It also tells you where the barcode is going to be printed and how to basically make sure your book prints correctly. Finding images for your cover is quite simple as well. There's an image search tool where you can upload assets from Pixabay or Unsplash, and you can also upload your own assets as well. But yeah, guys, this is actually the cover that, I don't know if the camera's going to focus, but I'll put it on screen if it doesn't. But here's the book that I made as well. It actually came out really, really well, and the design was super simple. This is an image off of Pixabay. This is some text within the BookBolt studio, and yeah, it came out looking pretty nice. I think the back is also decent. It has the barcode, it has our website there and our brand. It honestly was pretty simple to make and came out looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. And again, what's really cool is that all in all, this process took under an hour to essentially make a ready to sell Amazon KDP low content book with BookBolt and just export it so it's ready to upload to Amazon. So really cool if you ask me. But enough talking, it's now time to actually put this side hustle to the test. So I did in fact upload this book to Amazon. I created an Amazon KDP account and I tried marketing the book, and let me share how it all went. And so really quickly, guys, once you actually create the book you want to sell with BookBolt, you can export it and upload it to Amazon KDP. Now, I don't want this video to be over 30 minutes, so I'm not going to list all of the steps involved in uploading your book to Amazon KDP, but there are tons of tutorials out there on it. BookBolt has some tutorials as well, and it's really straightforward. You basically sign up for a free Amazon KDP account with your email. BookBolt lets you export your book as a ready to upload file, and then you just upload it to your Amazon KDP bookshelf. Now, there are some steps here, like you have to write a catchy title, you have to add some keywords to your description, select the category your book is in, and everything like that. This is where some of BookBolt's other research tools can come in handy, so you kind of know the competitive keywords you want to stay away from and the less competitive keywords you want to target with your book. Of course, you can also search what people on Amazon are doing, and I used a mixture of BookBolt's research tools in just searching what the competition was doing on Amazon when I created my listing. But yeah, I'll show you my listing here. I think it's a decent title and the description has plenty of keywords. And again, this was all done within 10 minutes of just exporting the file and uploading it to Amazon KDP. What's also nice is you can set your prices per geography or per market you're selling in, and Amazon KDP shows you the royalties or profit margin you're going to make per sale. Now, by default, Amazon gives sellers 60% of the profits when you make a sale. And again, they're printing the book and they're delivering it, so you don't have to do any of the hard work that way. Now, I'm going to price this book around $7.40 USD, since this is undercutting many of the books in the niche, which I found are about $8.99 or $7.99. And so again, this is why competitive research is important here. But yeah, all of this takes about 30 minutes at most for you to kind of just write your description, product title, and upload that file that's ready to sell. From there, your book goes into to review for about 2 or 3 days. It might take a little bit longer just depending on what Amazon's dealing with, but after about 4 days, my book was actually live on Amazon. And again, I'll show you the listing here. You can see this book is ready for sale. But okay guys, this might be the moment you've been waiting for. Let's talk about actually marketing your Amazon KDP low content book and how my experience went and the sales I actually ended up getting. And so like I mentioned, I listed this book for sale on Amazon about 2 weeks ago. It took about 4 days for it to get approved, and then it kind of just sat on the marketplace for a couple of days, and I really didn't try marketing or sharing the book with anyone. This was still super exciting because all of this took a couple of days from ideation and learning about this side hustle to actually getting a digital product, well, physical product, but not one I have to manufacture, that's available for sale on Amazon in a bunch of different countries. But anyways, I started just by buying the book so I could take some photos of it. I could actually see what it came out like. And again, I'm pretty pleased with the quality. You know, it's pretty good. It actually came out looking all right. So I bought the book and then I came up with my first marketing plan. And so like I mentioned, my business partners and I have some blogs and content sites and email lists that deal with the government benefits space in the United States. And so all I did was send out a small test email to a very small group of users who are interested in qualifying for certain government benefits under this SSDI kind of program. And in this email guide, I basically put a small CTA saying, hey, we have a book on Amazon now. You can buy it if you want an affordable symptoms tracker. Now, I only sent this email to about 400 people, but I'll show you guys my Amazon royalties dashboard, and you can see that I actually got a sale after sending this email promotion, which is honestly crazy. I'll also show you guys the article we sent out that contained the promotion. And again, it's a simple guide on increasing your odds of getting approved for SSDI. And one of the important tips is to keep some kind of medical journal and to track your symptoms, which is why I think this book is useful. But yeah, this was a very simple campaign. Like I emailed some people, I had a blog article that had a very simple CTA. There wasn't anything super flashy or crazy going on. And what's really cool, and this is a huge tip for bloggers or a potential win for bloggers out there or content creators, is that this is just another layer of monetization for us that we're going to start exploring. I mean, we send out emails like this all the time and our pages are monetized with AdSense or Mediavine or different display ads or even affiliate programs, but we now actually have a book that we can try selling to people, which I think is really cool. Now again, making $2 or $3 from selling this first book, it's really not going to change our business that much, but it's a pretty cool proof of concept, and I'll also update this video either in the description box or with some extra footage if we make some more sales in the coming days. And again, my favorite part about this is that I don't have to manufacture the book, I don't have to ship it to people or deal with anything like that. Amazon handles everything, so if you could scale up a couple of KDP books in a different niche, you could be looking at some decent passive income. But really quickly guys, I want to talk about some other marketing ideas you could use to promote your book, because maybe you're watching this video and you think Amazon KDP, low content book, it looks cool, but I don't have a blog or I don't have an email list. Well, you're not out of options. And for starters, let me just say that you could actually get organic sales on Amazon because it is a marketplace and people can find your products. And this is why BookBolt's research tools are useful, because if you enter a very low competition niche, yes, you might not be making thousands of dollars per month, but you could get consistent sales over time if the niche is a bit less competitive. There are also other strategies you can consider. For example, some sellers will run ads on Amazon to promote their book. This isn't exactly something I would recommend you do as a beginner, but maybe once you launch a couple of books and you get a feel for your profit margins and your sales, you could experiment with promotions. But one final strategy, and something I think I want to test, is to market this book on platforms like Pinterest. For example, for symptoms trackers and tons of other niches, you see people promoting their digital trackers or downloads and things like that on Etsy or other marketplaces right on Pinterest. You could do the exact same thing except promote your Amazon books on Pinterest. You could promote them on Quora or Reddit, or just find areas where you can kind of market your book for free and hopefully get a couple of sales. And of course, you can always do what we're starting to test out. You could make some Amazon KDP low content books that are complementary to your current business or job or the industry you're working in. Now, in any case, we're going to keep testing out this book. I want to send out a few more emails, and like I mentioned, I'll update this video either in the description box or comments or with some extra footage with how our future sales go. But okay guys, just wrapping up the video, let's quickly talk about earning potential here and how to set some realistic expectations when it comes to selling low content books on Amazon. And really what I will say is that there's such a range with how much money people are making with Amazon KDP. There are people out there making 5, 6, and even 7 figures per year by selling low content books on Amazon. And this isn't just me speculating. You can do some basic math. You can basically look at the top sellers in a low content niche on Amazon do some quick math, and kind of arrive at how much they're making in revenue every single month or year. Some books in various niches sell thousands of copies per month and are often in the $10 to $25 range. And so that's a lot of revenue. And again, they're making about 60% margins from Amazon, and that's if they're not running ads or anything like that. Now, I think for most people, you're not going to jump to this overnight success where you're making hundreds or thousands of dollars per month with low content books on Amazon. But I really view this side hustle and business similarly to YouTube in that you could basically stack small wins over time and grow this like you would grow any other kind of business. Every book you create with software like BookBolt and then list on Amazon is an opportunity to make some passive income. And as you add more books and you kind of learn what works and what doesn't work, I wouldn't be surprised if people could turn this into a pretty decent side business, especially as books rank and get a little bit of organic traffic. Now again, I'm brand new to this. I made this book a couple weeks ago to make this video and test out this side hustle for the Scam or Legit series, but I'm pretty excited and I'm gonna keep trying to market this book to kind of see how it goes. Ultimately, my first goal is to cross $100 in sales, and I might actually turn this into a mini series, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys would be interested in this kind of mini series where I launch more books. I've seen all kinds of claims about people selling books like this on Amazon and making thousands of dollars per month or 7 figures or 6 figures and all these claims in these crazy YouTube thumbnails and videos, and so I was pretty excited to put this idea to the test. I was honestly pretty skeptical when getting into this just because of all of the videos I've seen out there where people cover this topic but never show the book they're selling because, spoiler alert, they actually don't try it and they're just lying to you guys. But I will say that after trying bookbolt.io and uploading my book and actually getting a sale, I think it's a pretty cool side hustle and it's definitely one with some potential. I like how passive it is, I like how easy bookbolt.io is to use, and I do think this is worth trying if you've ever wanted to try selling something on Amazon. Again, you won't become an overnight millionaire with this kind of thing, but I think it has a ton of potential, and I'm going to give this one, I don't know, 5 stars out of 5 for the Scam or Legit series because I think there's some pretty serious potential here. Now, like I mentioned, I'm going to keep experimenting. I'm going to create a few more books. I'm going to do some more email marketing to try and get some sales, so stick around to see how the journey goes. Also, if you want to try out BookBolt for yourself and launch your own Amazon book like I did, like I mentioned, I'll link them down in the description box. You can also get 20% off by using the code TOM20, and you do help support the channel, so if you want to give BookBolt a try, I definitely appreciate if you could use my link. But yeah, that does it for this one, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching as always. I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to check out webmonkey.com for more unique ways to make and save money. Catch you guys in the next one.